What is Form I-864 and the Public Charge Rule for Immigration? Imagine trying to bring your family to the United States and wondering what steps are needed to show you're able to support them. Well, today, we're going to break down two important parts of that process. First, what is Form I-864? And second, what does the Public Charge Rule mean for your family's immigration journey? These are key to understanding how the system works and how to prepare. Form I-864, also called the Affidavit of Support, is a legal document that a sponsor signs to promise they will financially support the immigrant. Usually, the sponsor is a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident. This form shows that the sponsor has enough income or assets to support the immigrant and prevent them from needing government help. The goal is to prove the immigrant will not become a public charge, which means relying mainly on government assistance for income and support. To fill out Form I-864, the sponsor must show they earn at least 1 to 5% of the federal poverty guidelines. For example, if the guidelines say a household needs to earn $20,000 a year, the sponsor should have at least $25,000 or more. If their income isn't enough, they can include income from household members or find a joint sponsor who will also support the immigrant. This form is a binding agreement that stays in effect until the immigrant becomes a U.S. citizen, works for 10 years, leaves the country permanently, or passes away. Now, let's talk about the Public Charge Rule. This rule helps immigration officials decide if an immigrant might depend on government benefits in the future. When applying for a visa or green card, the officials look at whether the applicant might relying on programs like food stamps, Medicaid, or housing assistance. If they think the person will depend on these benefits, it could make them ineligible for a visa or green card. Form I-864 plays a big role here because it shows there is a sponsor ready to support the immigrant financially. Having a sponsor who signs this form helps show that the immigrant is less likely to become a public charge. However, it is important for families to know that receiving certain public benefits might affect future immigration applications or status. For example, some benefits like Medicaid or food stamps may be considered, but others like emergency medical care or disaster assistance usually are not. For Latino families, understanding these rules is very important. It helps you plan ahead and make sure your loved ones meet all the requirements. Being prepared with the right documents and knowing how the public charge rule works can make the process smoother. Remember, completing Form I-864 correctly and understanding what benefits might impact your application can help your family achieve the goal of living in the United States legally and comfortably. In short, Form I-864 is a promise of financial support that helps prevent an immigrant from becoming dependent on government aid. The Public Charge Rule is a way for immigration officials to see if an immigrant might relying on public benefits in the future. Both are part of the process to ensure that immigrants can come to the United States with the right support and planning.